Canada's notorious schoolgirl killer is an occasional volunteer at a Montreal school. City News has learned Karla Homolka has been in the classroom and on a field trip. Dominic Fazioli tells us why the school didn't do a background check.
Karla Homolka is one of Canada's most notorious criminals. Along with her then-husband Paul Bernardo, she played a role in the sex killings of 2 schoolgirls and her 15-year-old sister. Since her release from prison, parents have opposed her presence outside schools.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel here. It's Lavender here, and today I'm going to be doing the true crime case of the Barbie and Ken serial killers Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka, the Barbie and Ken killers. So let's get started into this video. This case has been featured, the serial killer case has been featured in media and TV such as Great Crimes and Thrills, The Ken and Barbie Killers, Deadly Sins, Killer Dolls. In 1997, Lynn Crosby, Canadian poet and novelist, published a novel of Paul's case termed a theoretical fiction book after systemically analyzing the couple's crimes. It provided an examination and a forensic examination and a psychological examination of the cultural effects surrounding the case and the controversy surrounding the trial. Also, this was in a 2000 episode of Law and Order, Season 10, Episode 15, Fools for Love. It was inspired by the case of the Barbie and Ken serial killers. So let's get into a short background on like where they grew up and their childhood or whatever, so let's get into it. Paul was born on August 27, 1964 in Ontario, Canada, to Kenneth and Marilyn Bonito. The Bonitos were a well-off, stable, upper-middle-class family. Paul was a salesman by trade. In 1975, Kenneth Bonito was charged with child molestation. Friends and family would recall him as being, and co-workers would recall him being always happy, a young boy who smiled a lot. He read the classic horror novel American Psycho with his free time. When he was 16 is when his life started to change. His mother revealed to him that he was actually the result of an affair that she had with another man and not his dad, that he thought it was his dad. And he began to change. Karla was born to Dorothy and Carol Homolka in Ontario in 1970, Canada, and was the eldest child from them out of 3, including herself. She was described as pretty and popular teen with a fondness for animals that led her to start working at a veterinary clinic after she graduated high school. On to the background of their crimes now. So here we go. Let's get started into the main point. So let's get started into it. It says, in May of 1987, Ontario was plagued by a series of horrific rapes that Paul did and would eventually be connected to. May 4th, 1987, a young woman was getting off the bus and was grabbed and brutally raped by a man. There would be 2 more similar assaults like this later on. The victims were all between the ages of 15 and 21. The attacks all included beatings, verbal abuse, and dire threats towards the victims, and the press dubbed him the Scarborough Rapist. Paul raped and attempted to rape 19 women. Paul was questioned by the police twice, but he was never named as an official suspect by the police or an investigation. Paul had met Karla in 1987. They both had an immediate attraction towards one another. Karla shared the same sick, twisted fantasies as him and began working with him on his crime spree. And they later began a systematic relationship. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. like a slave in like the master relationship. Later they eventually became engaged. Karla described to a friend how Paul and I are happier than ever. He's being so great, so romantic with me, but that's typical of my honey. But the truth is that Paul was getting bored of her, and he complained to Karla that she was not a virgin, and he wanted a virgin, and he wanted to go after her sister. And Karla told Paul that she wanted him to have her little sister's virginity for his Christmas present on Christmas Day. On December 23rd, 1990, while at a Christmas party, Karla spiked her sister's alcoholic drink with animal aesthetics that she had stolen from her veterinarian clinic where she worked. That night, while the rest of the family was asleep and Tammy, her sister, was unconscious, Paul and Karla took turns raping her with her fiance while videotaping the whole incident and brutal incident on camera. Later, Tammy began choking up vomit. They called an ambulance. The teenager never recovered or regained consciousness and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The drugs in her system were not detected, and her death was ruled an accident of an alcoholic overdose. In 1991, Karla lured another teenager she had befriended at work. The couple again drugged the girl, sexually abused her, and videotaped it, but this time she lived to tell the story. The couple, Paul and Karla, later married on June 29, 1991, the very same day as a body was discovered weighed down by concrete blocks in plastic garbage bags containing the remains of human body parts of a teenage girl. The remains belonged to 14-year-old Leslie McHaffey. She had been kidnapped and murdered by the couple. The killers enjoyed the wedding ceremony, which included a horse-drawn carriage while all this was happening and the body was being discovered. On April 16, 1992, they killed a 15-year-old Kristen French. They left her body battered and her hair partially shaved in a ditch along a rural road in the area. In January 1993, Karla left her husband after a vicious beating with a flashlight that she endured. A DNA sample was taken from Paul, turned up as a match for the earlier rapist incidents that were going on in the area with the bus situation, and he was put under surveillance and later being arrested for his crimes in the beginning of 1993 in February. The government agreed to a 12-year sentence for Karla in exchange for her cooperation and testifying, saying that she would testify against him. However, when the videotapes the couple had made showcasing their gruesome crimes together, it was discovered that Karla's true nature was revealed. She wasn't this, abused wife or victim. She was a willing participant in the crimes and a partner in the sadistic crime spree that both of them went on and the serial killer crime spree. Karla was later ultimately released in 2005 and since remarried and has given birth to a couple of kids. Paul was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison, where he still stands. His appeal was rejected because he never apologized or something. And here's a background of what Karla is doing today. So, Karla hid away in Guadalupe, in an island in the Caribbean, with her new husband. And then she moved back to Quebec under a different name, but she was exposed in 2016 after a reporter spotted her husband. She is a doting soccer mom and began participating in activities at an elementary school where her children are students. Although the local school board sent letters to parents assuring them that their kids were safe, Karla's mere presence sparked an outrage, but nothing can be done about it because she served her sentence or whatever. And that's what she's doing today. I can't believe she's out. I don't know why they let her out, honestly. She's no victim. But whatever. If you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys. See you in the next video.